Smack-em-a-gobby! It's part what? Part 5? Part 4 or 5 of meeting bands. And here we go. This is part 5. Alright, we start with Dan Spitz, guitar player for Anthrax back in the day. Now, Dan lived down here for a little while. And this picture was taken after I saw the Kiss real farewell tour back in 2000. Because after the show, Skid Row played a show at the Culture Room afterwards. And I went and Dan was there, and we had a great conversation on the show we saw, because he went to the Kiss show too, and he was as disappointed as I was. I thought that farewell tour was bad, and so did he. He thought the same thing. Anyway, nice guy, Dan Spitz. All right, next, Dana Strum. Man, I don't even remember taking this picture with Dana Strum. That's the guy that discovered Randy Rhoads, and he was in Vinnie Vincent's Invasion, and I don't really recall talking to him, or I don't recall taking this picture. This may have been the days when I'd get too polluted at shows and I end up sleeping in my car after the show. This might have been one of those incidents. I don't know. I used to drink back then. But there you go, Dana Strum. Next, Dave Ellison. This was taken at Nashville at the Rockin' Pod. We interviewed him, but we didn't really interview him because it was him and some other guy that was with him that did most of the interview. Dave hardly talked. It was kind of lame. And here's where I met Dave on, I think it was the motorboat. Yeah, the motorboat. The Motorhead Cruise. He was there selling his book and stuff. Alright, here's an interesting one. Dave Lombardo. The great, amazing Dave Lombardo. And this picture was taken in New York. My band was on tour. As you can see, my bass player Josh and my guitar player Ryan is in the picture as well. We were on tour, and there was this really nice guy from New York that bought all our tickets to go see Dave Lombardo's band Film. It's kind of an instrumental thing, and it was godly, man. Watching Dave play drums that night was so amazing. And this was a picture we took after the show, and he was a super nice guy. All right, here we go. Oh, Dave the Beast Spitz. Yes. Legendary. The guy was in Black Sabbath, man. How crazy it. A guy that was in Black Sabbath is on my phone. And you can see a really great interview I did with Dave that's on this channel. He lives down here, and we're buddies, man. You know, we see each other at shows. And here's another picture. I think that was at Saxon. That picture was taken at Saxon when we were hanging out at Saxon. Super cool dude. And he's got a Black Sabbath tribute band, War Pigs. That's pretty badass. Dave the Beast Spitz. Alright. Death Angel. Mark Ogusuelo. Whatever his last name. Hard to pronounce. Great dude. Him and I share a birthday together, and great guy. I once interviewed him in the tour bus, and he gave us a really good interview, and I believe that interview's up on this channel as well. Awesome dude. And then I also met Rob from Death Angel, and I'm a huge fan of the band Organization, what he did after Death Angel. I had him sign those CDs. I wish they released that on vinyl one day. But yeah, Rob. And then here's me with Rob and the other two members, Damien and the other dude from Death Angel, goddamn, Ted. This was when we were all eating at a Mexican restaurant, and then after we were done eating, we shot this picture. Now, the funny part is, the only member I didn't meet at that time was Will Carroll. Where me and Will Carroll are buddies now. He's come on this channel millions of times. And the last few times Death Angel's come down here, he put me on the guest list. And we hung out at those shows. Super cool dude. I have a lot of pictures of him, but not yet. That'll be on a future episode. Here I am with the godly Steve Reynolds from Demolition Hammer. And there is a very interesting story behind this picture. This picture was taken at Steve's birthday party in New York City, and how we ended up there. We were touring, And our drummer at the time was Alex Marquez, who played on Demolition Hammer's Time Bomb album. So Steve invited him and all of us. Bring the band, bring everybody, you know. And it was a very nice restaurant. Awesome dudes, man. And it was just really cool being there, man. And hanging out with them. And it was just godly. It was a great event. And I did see Demolition Hammer way back in the day. I believe it was with Malevolent Creation. Summers on the Beach. 91 maybe? 92? I don't know. It was either the early 90s or mid 90s. So I did see Demolition Hammer once. And it's cool. Many years later, I get invited to his birthday party. Very cool event. Now, this is a real interesting picture. This is me and the Dennis DeYoung Band. And how I got this picture is a total fluke. I went to go see the show. It was Dennis DeYoung and Night Ranger. Great time, great show. Show's over. I'm leaving to go home, right? Me and my friend Greg went together, and all of a sudden I see my old friend from 1983, my friend Heidi, and her friend Maria, who I've known that long as well. But Heidi I've been, pretty good friends with throughout the years, but I don't see her much. But here she was. And I was like, oh my God, Heidi. And Heidi's like, hey, you want to meet Dennis DeYoung? I was like, sure, because Maria, Heidi's friend, works for, I could be wrong, I think it was PBS. A TV station, PBS. For some reason, they got access to Dennis DeYoung afterwards. And there was a lot of people there to meet and greet Dennis DeYoung. But they brought me in to take pictures for Dennis DeYoung. That's how I got to meet him. I had to work for it, right? So I'm taking pictures of Dennis DeYoung with all these people. But before the people were let in and they let me in, I was wearing a Kansas shirt. And Dennis came up to me talking about Kansas. And then I told him, Dennis, I saw the very first Paradise Theater tour. The show was at Hollywood Sportatorium. And he's like, I remember that show. He remembered it perfectly. And it was just really awesome meeting Dennis DeYoung. I never thought I would. And he was funny. And in this picture, you see me laughing because Dennis DeYoung said, all right, everybody, let's sing Dust in the Wind. And I started laughing, and that's the picture it was taken. The funny guy. And this is another great, awesome meeting. Paul Di'Anno, my favorite Iron Maiden singer. I love him. I love a lot of stuff he's done, And, yeah, I like a lot of his solo stuff. I know a lot of people don't know it, but I do, and I love it. And what happened here, I just met my brand new girlfriend, and her and I drove to Jacksonville, Florida, which is like a good 8-hour drive to see Paul Di'Anno. That's how much I'm a fan. I've never seen him. Let's go. So me and her went. And then after the show, he was great. I thought he played great. He had the band Icarus Witch backing him, and Icarus Witch opened the show. And I dig that band as well. But anyway, so my girlfriend was extremely attractive. And they weren't letting anybody back there to meet Paul Di'Anno, but they let me and my girlfriend go back there because she was extremely attractive. I swear that's a true story. That's how I got to meet Paul Di'Anno. And Paul Di'Anno was very, very interested, of where we're from. We told him we're from Miami, and he really loves Miami. He loves Miami Vice. He was saying all this stuff about how much he loves Miami. It was such an honor meeting him, and I got him to sign the rarest thing I own, Iron Maiden Soundhouse tapes. I actually have an original, and he signed it. And there you go, man. I met Paul Di'Anno. So there you go. That's part 4. I believe this is part 4 of Stars I Met. There's many more of these episodes coming up monthly. So thank you so much, everybody that's watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. Hey, and leave comments below if you met anybody that you saw in this episode. I'd like to see what your experience was with that person. So thank you, everybody watching. Please like the video because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. and stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and schmack 'em a gob.